Oh, hello there. Yes, well, another week begins. Yes, a less than edifying weekend. Not really anything happening, is there, other than Nigel Farage? Yeah. And, well, there's Nigel Farage, and I believe at the weekend there was Nigel Farage. That's about it, really. It's just excruciatingly dull election. It shouldn't be, but by God it is. Anyway, quick update. I did say a few days ago that the research that Unheard had done into young people's attitudes to Gaza would never see the light of day, and sure enough it hasn't. There is nothing on their website about it whatsoever, or indeed Focal Data, who did the research. So somebody has decided that's completely untrue. The next time you see anything like that, do make sure you have a good look at it, because there's a really good chance that it's junk. Or as I would put it, 104% of it's going to be junk. Yes, anyway, moving on from that into dodgy data. There was the curious case this weekend of Denise Povel, who was getting on a bit, teaching assistant, who got done before a judge in terms of historic sexual abuse. And this woman, because it definitely is a woman, is 61 years old now, and the newspapers were full of this. And certain people, like Posey Parker, decided to jump in on the action, because obviously it's a dead giveaway that if someone's been sexually abusing children, looks like a woman, must be a bloke. But it wasn't, and indeed it isn't. And it was intriguing because unfortunately I didn't get a screenshot of it, but she managed to post up about filthy and disgusting perverts, etc., and it's mysteriously disappeared because the facts don't quite fit in with the ideology, which is one of the shames about ideology, facts not fitting in. And leading neatly from that, of course, we have the gorgeous and pouting James S's. I thought I'd use gorgeous and pouting on him, just not so I'm not accused of, being sexist about it. Anyway, he still needs your money. Please do send him some money. If I win the lottery, I'm going to send him a lot of money because I do want to see him in court. That will be a laugh. Anyway, he put this up, plastered over the walls of a British primary school. He's named the school. Yeah, look at it. It's plastered. I don't know, it's probably more likely to be that it's got one of those display boards, that they put behind the plastic, and someone's used a staple gun. But that's just me being, somebody that knows about these things, which James doesn't, obviously. Children as young as 5 years old being asked to draw asexual, polysexual and non-binary flags. Yes, there are younger children in the school. I know, it's shocking, isn't it? You see, if you really want to shock people, then what you have to do is you have to twist the language you're using. Not that James and Posey Parker and the rest of them ever twist their language, of course. They just tell things like they really are. But at the same time, they do tend to, twist their language. I did have to smile a while ago because Transgender Trend actually pushed up on one of their tweets that older teenagers were being something gender clinic. And you think to yourself, older teenagers? Oh, adults. Yes. Do you see the way that works? Still, anyway, luckily, if you are one of those unfortunate misfits that Kelly and James and other people don't like, of course you're not going to be allowed to be an adult until you're 25. And even then, probably not. Odd that we make rules for different people for different reasons, but I'm sure that's not ideological. Anyway, just to come back to our man James, this is the sexualisation and ideological indoctrination of children. Yes, it is, isn't it? Because schools are involved in that. Now, if James had done a tiny amount of actual work on, some of his course, I guess he did some before he got kicked out. But anyway, if he'd done some, he might have done a little bit of sociology. And schools are very much into the ideological indoctrination of children. It's called the hidden curriculum. It's been known about for years. It's what goes on, and it's mandated by the government. It isn't mandated by the globalists. It's not the way it works. It must be stopped. Indeed, I would wholeheartedly agree with that. I'm a kind of deschooling fan myself as well. Yeah, way back in the 70s. Yeah, Ivan Illich. Still an interesting character. Don't agree with much of what he says, but a fascinating character. Do look him up. Anyway, back to James. Anyway, having posted this stuff up, James then got very, very upset because the school had blocked him. How dare they? Imagine, right, okay, highlighting a simple photograph in a school, which is part of their policy and part of, realistically, government policy. Yeah, part of their curriculum. Not hidden, just part of their curriculum. And having a very, very nasty person directing Bible your way, and oddly, you block the person. Yes, it just proves how bad they are. As he's put it, this is what Lauriston schools say to child safeguarding concerns. No, just to you, James, because you are a child safeguarding concern, as indeed previous employers have pointed out to you. Many of our schools have been captured by ideologues who seek to indoctrinate our children. Yes, they're called the Department of Education, James. Again, it's that thing about the hidden curriculum. Might be worthwhile finding out about that. They must be stopped before it's too late. We're going to have an election and a lot of those people are going to get kicked out. And they are, unfortunately, a lot of people that won't be organising conferences where you get invited along to tell them about how badly you've been treated by ideologues that, block you. Yes, ideologues that block things. Dreadful, isn't it? I was reminded as well with the teaching assistant story about Kevin Lister, our glorious being kicked out and no longer a teacher, who managed to post up some fairly nasty stuff because he's a good God-fearing Christian man about the sexual abuse of young boys, because like a lot of people, like James and like Posey, they don't really care about certain children being sexually abused when it doesn't fit into their agenda. One might almost say a kind of hidden agenda, if we want to just, carry on with that metaphor. Because there's a lot of that going on, isn't it? Yeah, ignoring inconvenient facts. But there again, I'm the ideologue here, yeah? I'm the one pushing stuff at our kids. It's not these people. These people are very reasonable. And when the world isn't quite as reasonable as they want, then they just lie about it, don't they? Anyway, do have a lovely Monday. It's gonna rain, wet, and got children and work. Anyway, be like my cat. Just curl up and await food. That would be a good idea.